Bienvenue, willkommen, welcome. I'm your humble Cartwright of the host clan. And I am here broadcasting live from the North American Frisbee Golf Championships. Things have gotten just crazy. And wow, we've seen some Frisbee golf today, haven't we, Rocky?
Oh yeah, McGillicuddy has introduced a new technique. He keeps putting the disc between his toes, but he keeps sinking them. We'll see how that plays out on this back nine, but who knows what will happen next?
My hope is that his dad shows up, and then his dad nods, and his eyes water, and we realize that this day of Frisbee golf has earned his father's respect.
I still have questions about Hardbody's ex-wife showing up with appears to be her new beau, who kept bragging about the fact that he had 6 beepers and 9 phones.
Jesus Christ. We did not expect that today would be the way that we would learn that Festival was a nickname and not his given name. That's where we are. That's where we are.
I had some suspicion that it wasn't his given name, but I thought it would be rude to bring it up.
But apparently Hardbody actually is his last name, which I also did not suspect.
Well, sometimes that happens. You learn some things if you lived a life named after a cartoon dog. But let's throw it to our on-the-ground correspondent, Tegan Somerset. What's going on in the field?
Terrible news. There's been a slight delay in the next hole basket thing. A flock of golden retrievers have come onto the field, and they're just chasing every Frisbee in sight, and unfortunately racking up so many throws because they keep returning the Frisbees to our discus champions out here.
Tegan, I do have a follow-up question. I am holding my hand to my ear like a real broadcaster. You said it's a flock of golden retrievers, not a pack of golden retrievers. So I do need to know, are these winged golden retrievers?
With the way they're jumping, they may as well be flying.
Well, put me sideways.
It is a grand day down here. We're having a blast. This is the best Frisbee golf tournament I've ever been to.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. This sounds like the kind of thing where somebody might actually be able to drink beer out of a flip-flop. Okay. Thank you for coming to Impossible Coins live coverage of the 2024 Central North American Frisbee Golf Championship. Brought to you by Impossible Coin.
And sponsored by viewers like you.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, that's true. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what they've done.
I do think it's great that we ended up assigning the one person with really bad pollen allergies to grass specifically to be the field reporter. Like really top tier planning on our part.
It's been a really crazy day.
In fact, we're noticeably bad at it.
I am also already sunburned.
Excited to be up in the little tower thing here with Rocky. Hopefully this shit doesn't go Happy Gilmore on us.
Oh, man.
Ooh. Wow. All right. Okay. Fantastic.
Hey, Brian?
Yeah.
You like catching C-suite executives with their pants down, right?
That depends. Do they claim that squirting is magic?
Not this time. It turns out that the studio head for Roblox, Stefano Carrasa, has made some unsavory comments. We've covered Roblox on this show before, and we talked about how
I've
it has.
even played Roblox for this show.
That's true. You did do that. And we're all familiar with Roblox's reputation for exploiting younger devs and players, right?
It's true. Some might call some, including me, might call Roblox a weird sweatshop that you can play on your phone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, Eurogamer spoke to Karaza last month during GDC, and they asked him about Roblox's reputation, and we have a quote from him that I think you might be interested in hearing.
Oh, okay.
When asked about Roblox's reputation, Karaza responded, I don't know. You can say this for a lot of things, right? Like, you can say, okay, we are exploiting, child labor, right? Or you can say we're offering people anywhere in the world the capability to get a job and even like an income. So I could be like 15 years old in Indonesia, living in a slum. And then now, with just a laptop, I could create something, make money, and then sustain my life. Apparently, after realizing what he just said didn't sound great and sounded a lot like he was excusing child labor by suggesting it had some benefits, he did pivoted and explained that this is just a result of Roblox going broad and, quote, having a younger audience before pivoting again mid-comment to point out that the average game dev on Roblox is in their 20s.
I love it here. Wow! What a choice of words to say with your full chest and have recorded for posterity on the internet.
It's even funnier. He's not done. He goes on to say, but of course, there's people that are teenagers, and we have hired some teenagers that had millions of players on the platform. But these kids and teens didn't, quote, feel like they were exploited, which might be true, but ignores that kids and teens are regularly exploited without realizing it because they are, still developing humans and not adults with years of world experience. They felt like, oh my God, this was the biggest gift. All of a sudden I could create something. I had millions of users. I had so much money I could retire, claimed Karaza. But, for people who are in the know, for people who don't, actually, we'll just start there. Roblox pays out less than 30% of what a game earns to its creators. And if you want to cash out, you have to wait until your game has earned a minimum of 100,000 Robux. That amount of in-game currency is about $1,000, but when you cash out after fees and Robux is cut, you end up with about $350. This leads to younger devs never cashing out, feeling like they lose too much instead of spending it on Roblox items. And if that reminds you of a company store and script system, then you wouldn't be the first one to think that. Karaza wrapped it up saying, so I focus more on the amount of money we distribute every year to creators, which is now getting close to like $1 billion, which is phenomenal. The majority of people that are earning money on Roblox are over the age of 18. That's the last thing he ended up saying.
So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First of all, I hate it here.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Well, I was gonna. You know what?
Tell me how you really feel, Brian.
Oh, okay.
It's what the people want. Want to hear what Brian thinks.
Mm-hmm.
I've been exposed to gamma radiation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was originating in this quote. Unfortunately, I will not turn green and wear tight-fitting denim trousers. Because I'm just not built like that. My body is a shapeless mass.
Okay.
But I am here to say, fuck this guy.
Oh, yeah. This guy sucks.
Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, God, I tell you what. I tell you, oh, man. One of the advantages of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire is that families had to spend less money on Christmas cards.
Yeah, right? Jesus
Amazing.
Christ, man.
I'm not wrong.
You're not
No,
wrong.
you're not wrong, but that's not the problem there, Like,
The problem is that I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, does this massive fuck? Of course he understands. Of course he understands. Does this massive fuck understand that if with their predatory rules they are distributing $1 billion, how much they did not distribute?
Yeah, right. Like triple that. God damn it.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the super great part. That's what we love.
See, this is why the kids need to understand bigger numbers. This is the type of shit that they're fighting against. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, did any of y'all get over to the 15th hole where they have that like weird, it's kind of like a Parmesan cone that they just fill with spaghetti? I was thinking about going over to the 15th hole and getting like the spaghetti cone.
Not gonna lie, Brian, I'm kind of stuck on the 13th. I'm trying to figure out this water slide.
Rocky, you're a broadcaster. Why are you getting on the fucking water slide?
It's a water slide. You're gonna tell me that there's a water slide out there and I can't go to it? That's bullshit.
We have to maintain
it's my contract.
I can do a remote segment on the Parmesan ice cream cone. Okay, what are you gonna do when you're on this fucking water slide?
I don't know, man. I want to hang out with the water slide. Maybe I'll try the slide out. Who knows?
I don't like Roblox. I don't like them.
No, Roblox fucking sucks. You know what's even crazier? They are effectively like the old guard now. Apparently, there was a study completed by Newzoo, their second annual game industry report, and
I saw this, and I was like, you know what? Time to put a gun in my mouth.
No.
Are we talking about the Newzoo thing where they're like, most children are playing games that are 6 years or older? And I was like, all right, man. Like, they're playing the Mario Brothers. And it's like, nope, that's right, fuckers. Roblox is over 6 years old. So's Fortnite. Kids are playing games which have eternal monetization treadmills because the games with eternal monetization treadmills are now all over 6 years old. And yep, we hate it here. We hate it here. We hate it here.
Specifically, what the chart talks about is that the top 10 games on each platform with which are ranked by their average monthly active users, the people who are actively playing the game every month, or the number of people playing the game every month, tend to be these like large, free to enter live service games. Fortnite is on the top of all the markets: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. And there's little variation across each of them, but to be honest, in the top 5, Fortnite and Minecraft are in all of them. Roblox enters in all but the Switch ecosystem. And actually, I'm not even sure if Roblox is available on Switch. I haven't checked, so I don't know for sure. Okay, fair enough. Call of Duty Modern Warfare / Warzone 2.0. It makes it the top 5 in PlayStation and Xbox. It just misses it on PC, being pushed out by Counter-Strike and The Sims 4. But the tie-in is that of the games that the most people are playing at any given time seem to be these kind of these live service games with predatory monetization hooks.
That
sucks.
That's right, Rocky. Because all you can do with Call of Duty Modern Warfare is make a swastika made out of penises for free, right? if you make a swastika made out of penises in COD, you can't monetize that, right? You're just spreading hate. You're just spreading hate symbols for free. But but if you make a game called "Don't Put Ghost in the Toasters" in the Roblox, you too might spend dozens of hours making a video game and never be paid for it, while this fucking guy, what was his name, Vidal Sassoon? While Vidal Sassoon just sits there lighting cigars with the money that he should pay you.
Okay, Brian, well, I do think it's fun to rename people that we hate. I think it's important that we know their names because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Stefan Carrazzo has an address and a home that we could probably find in some place. Who knows what we'll do with that information?
Okay.
But like
So
For
here's
legal
what you
reasons,
can do.
we are not making actual threats
correct.
on anybody who owns
No,
a
no.
major video game
Well, what
company. But like,
You know.
What I do think is funny, and I'm a big
Mhm.
fan of saying, is
Mhm.
write Stefan Carrazzo letters. Like, write him letters because we do advocate for letter writing here. Number one, we love the mail.
Mhm.
love
We love
the
them.
mail.
The USPS are boys.
the USPS are great.
But what you should do, because it would frustrate him,
Mhm.
is I would love if Stefan Carrazzo received several pieces of mail talking about the value of Vidal Sassoon hair products. So like if he just keeps like going to the mailbox, he's like, not again. Like I want that for him. I want to strip just a little joy out of his life. If we could do
That's fair.
that here,
I think we can do that. That sounds fine.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
letter writing campaign. I think I can get behind.
It's a letter writing campaign that is like weird and Dadaist and like you know what? It's appropriate because fuck this guy.
True.
All right.
But honestly, I don't want to just like I feel like monthly active users, like as a metric, can no longer be like attributed as like some sort of measure of quality. And it's not. It's like not even like Newzoo is pretending that like these are the best games that are out. These are just the games that the most people are playing actively in any given moment. And
Right.
that just means something else now. Before it was like, oh, what's everyone playing? And it was because there wasn't any sort of like unification or like cross-platform dominance that any video game could ever really hold. That like finding out what most people are playing was a good indication of what you should pay attention to.
Mhm.
But like, I can't even remember the last time someone reported on fucking Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto
there's a-
5 is still the number 2 game on the PlayStation list, and like, it's not getting updates anymore. People are just playing it, which is fine. Like they wrote it to death and everything. And I think there are other things happening in the PlayStation space, but like, Jesus Christ,
There's a we might even talk about one of the things that's happening in PlayStation space. But like it's there's like a thing. There's a thing like there's a phenomenon that I saw as part of the reporting related to this chart, and
Okay.
it was like kids being talked to, like people under 13,
Mhm.
and asking them like, well, what video games are you looking forward to?
Sure.
And the kids are responding, sigh, I already play a video game.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't think that people fucking get that. Like, that is, wow. Wow. Like, you're right. Like, Fortnite is not really part of, like, just, like, the media zeitgeist. Like,
No.
Fortnite is just a thing that just, like, exists as this, like, terrible gelatinous cube. And occasionally something will happen, like, in, like, the larger video game ecosystem. Like, and a game will happen called, like, Bing Bong Adventures. And, like, like, meanwhile, like, we're all out here enjoying Bing Bong Adventures. And then, like, Epic is just like, is there any way that we can, create a terrible Bing Bong Adventures clone somehow in Fortnite? Can we just do that?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the answer is that they'll usually do it. Or if the thing is that, like, creating technology that replicates Bing Bong Adventures is somehow, like, too complicated or too expensive, then they may just buy the company that developed Bing Bong Adventures,
Right.
and then just have them put it in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Points to Guitar Hero. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm just thinking about all these, like, depressed kids who are like, yeah, I play Roblox. That's my video game.
Sure.
Mom, can I get a carton of cigarettes? I'm dying. Like what is this? What the fuck? What the fuck? Tegan, how are things over on the 7th hole?
I mean, like, okay, like aside of the ongoing bit of the frisbee golf tournament that's going on, because I am already sunburnt and dying. What's happening here, I think, is that for a lot of these like younger kids, you know, games like Roblox and Fortnite are kind of their third space now.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have, there aren't like playgrounds within walking distances. Kids aren't really let outside to be by themselves because of the way that
malls.
Right, they keep closing malls because the way that their the housing market is. A lot of these kids aren't growing up in neighborhoods that have yards that they can play in, you know? So I think like the success, quote unquote, the like large concurrent player counts for these kinds of games are a symptom of a larger problem that is not accurately being addressed. And so I don't think it's fair to like blame these kids in a way, you know, that like this is what they're doing because they don't have a like it's not what they're doing because they don't have a much other choice, you know?
And I want to make sure I'm clear, Tegan. Like I blame a lot of people here. I don't blame these fucking kids. Like not one bit.
But you are like openly mocking them.
No, Tegan, if somebody's sad and smoking a carton of cigarettes, I want to give them a hug and take care of them. They are depressed. They are deprived. Their situation is so far from ideal that it could be described as Dickensian. Another thing that has happened since last time we recorded was I have just like spent so much time online looking at these like bizarre draconian signs posted at like shopping malls, which are like, between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 p.m., you must be accompanied by an adult. One adult per youth. What's that?
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around.
I am mad about that specifically.
There's been like a stupid number of like not just one of these signs, like a billion of these signs posted. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I remember the amount of time I used to spend, like, fucking off at the mall, you know, on Fridays. I'm like, it just, and the time I spent fucking off at the mall on Fridays was valuable. Like, I wasn't even, like, spending it, like, with other people. I was, like, prowling bookstores and movie stores and the video game store. Like, it was, like, it was time to like just navigate a space on my own. It was a ability to people learn how to negotiate and navigate society's rules by doing so on their own. Like if all of a sudden you just like fling someone into society and you're like, hello, hi, welcome to society. Then, like, they're like, things like malls and movie theaters and restaurants are opportunities for people who are, like, less than 18 to start learning how to navigate society's rules. And, like, that it's how they do. Like, and if all of a sudden, like, you don't give them that opportunity and then just, like, ask them to, like, participate in society without any training, like you can't, like, well... they should have learned from their parents. Fuck off. Like their parents don't have time to like teach them anything. Their parents are exhausted. Their parents work 2.5 jobs. Their parents are driving for Uber Eats because of like the shrinking value of the dollar. There's no way they're going to gather observational data from their parents of any meaningful quantity. Like there is shit that you literally learn how to do by doing, whether it's using the toaster, the bicycle, like just like fuck, and those include like
top thing. Fuck.
Oh god, yeah, like, and these include shit like tipping, and you know how to speak to service people. And I know that people go like, "Oh, come on, you don't just know that." I'm like, no, you don't just know that.
It's true. You don't just know that. You gotta practice and all that.
Yeah. And like this is why we need to release kids into third spaces. It's how they learn how to be fucking people. Like God,
we've been slowly burning down third
Yeah.
spaces for like the last like 12 years or something, maybe
Right.
longer.
Third spaces are vanishing, and like I think like those signs specifically are a sign of like store owner, quote unquote, mall owners or whatever, big money people being like, a few teenagers are causing us problems. So it's like, it's definitely like a bad apple in the bunch. We're gonna ban all the teenagers without parental supervision, and then it's not our problem,
Right.
like, and we don't apply that fucking anywhere else. But like, to teenagers it's easy because they're minors and they can't do anything about it.
It's one of those things where like, God, that's also a microcosm of like a much larger problem. Like,
Mhm.
Whenever we talk about things like like when politics are pushing back against people, or like their like company policies are pushing it back against people, there are supposed to be like natural responses to it. Like, for example, this mall thing, what should happen is like the people who live around the mall is like, hey, like, we let you guys build a mall here and hold your businesses here, but we need to be able to use this space. And like, parents don't have time to push back because they don't have time, period.
Mhm.
And that's just one of those things that like these like fights continue to be like uncontested, and so like the space that we have to maneuver gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Like, someone somewhere ultimately is going to have to put their foot down. It's going to be a mess whenever it happens, and I don't know where it's going to happen first, but I look forward to it.
Oh, all right.
It's gonna happen. Like, something has to give.
And like this is because we're talking about like the synergy of awfulness.
Mm-hmm.
What I love, and by love I mean hate with every fiber of my being, is that across the country we have all of these like spaces which are like, teenagers, you can't come here. Asterisks.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a teenager who is here working an 8-hour shift even though it's a Thursday?
Yeah, right.
Well, you can come in then.
Oh man, that's right.
Yeah,
I've been hanging out in a couple like comment sections because I'm trying to wean myself off of Twitter. And so like I've wandered into some like Instagram ones where people talk about the minimum wage or whatever, and you get like the comments stuff for people like, minimum wage is meant for teenagers or whatever. It's like, damn, is that crazy? Like, when did FDR say that this is a wage for teens or whatever? And it goes like back and forth. And it's just like, why do McDonald's people need to make $25 an hour or whatever, while like when they're just going to be hiring teens for those jobs? And it's like, well, who works those jobs during school hours? It becomes this like circular thing with like people with like no stake who like fight all the time. And I want someone with real stakes to fight. You know what I mean? I don't know who that is, but if you're out there, I'll help you out. Whatever I can do, I guess.
Here's a crazy thing. I don't remember when I got my first job. I don't remember my employer handing me a pamphlet on how to get on welfare.
Yeah, right. What the fuck? We are just doing that shit with their full chest, man.
Right. Which is
I think if your job legally, like if on the first day of your job gives you a pamphlet for how to get on welfare, and you didn't specifically like ask for that as like part of my like, hey, I'm really struggling here sort of thing, that you need to immediately just straight up report your job to the fucking government, and the government should be able to do something about it. There's a Department of Labor for a reason. Like, fuck off. Like, actually.
I'm super confused about that too, because like that's been happening for years. Like, I've heard about them, but like I haven't worked a job like that either. But like, why hasn't the Department of Labor like flipped over Walmart? Like, where did that case die? That's what I want to know. And like, what can we do to get it going again?
Yeah.
I feel like this is something we should knock out. This doesn't seem that hard, I think. So, I don't know. Maybe it is hard, but I want to find out.
To bring this back to Fortnite and Roblox, because I'm sorry, Daddy's going to put a bow on this shit. It is the thing which disgusts me is that there is not a lot of daylight between Walmart and McDonald's, which literally hand their new hires a pamphlet on how to get on assistance,
Mm-hmm.
and Roblox, which is withholding 65% of the profits from their platform creators.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they're like, "Oh, we've distributed $1 billion," it's like, "Well, what'd you keep?" Or Walmart, which is like, "Hey, everybody, you're making minimum wage, but you know what? You could build a career here." Wink. You can't drink anything except water on the floor, or we'll consider you on break. Wink. That's a way that we can legally dock your pay, which has been upheld in court. Hope you didn't have an iced tea while you were greeting people, or we'll claim you were clocked out for 4 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's a thing they do, Rocky. That's a thing they do. They audit video footage to see if their employees are drinking anything other than water, and if they are, they dock their pay.
Shout out to the banality of evil.
That should literally be illegal because, what if you have diabetes? What if you have some kind of medical condition where you have to drink something that has some other thing in it other than water?
Yeah, I don't know. If it's I disagree that it's settled precedent or whatever, but if they've won, because it's a civil case, right? It's not criminal or anything, unless there's an actual labor complaint. But I don't know if that's how that plays out. I don't know what the court.
Yeah,
they were labor complaints.
Yeah,
All right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I guess the Department of Labor needs help for sure.
Yeah,
the Department of Labor needs help, and the ESRB needs teeth.
True. Yeah.
When I rule the
world. So what is it when we have Walmart handing their new hires, and McDonald's handing their new hires on pamphlets on how to get on assistance, and Roblox paying out 35%? We've reached the end of late stage capitalism. This shit is unsustainable.
Cool. How do we break it?
Lean in, everybody. I know nobody wants to hear this answer, but here it comes. Violent revolution.
Maybe so.
Meeting up after the 18th hole for violent revolution.
Brian, I got something else I'll discuss to you. I hope you're ready.
Oh no. Okay, hit me.
I'm going to start with just the headline, and I'm going to let it sit for a second, and then I'm going to continue talking. That's the plan. All right?
Okay, fantastic. I love this plan.
The headline is Roku's new HDMI tech could show ads when you pause your game. So apparently, Roku has a new patent that could potentially display ads when you pause a movie or a game. The technology itself, basically, what it does is that it'll pay attention to the frames that are being displayed on the screen, because they know that if they just time ads tied into your TV's operating system, that will be the straw that break the camel's back. People will just fucking no, this is stupid. I can't use this because every 40 minutes it's going to play an ad. But what they realize what they might be able to get away with is that if they use the technology on the OS, when frames stop changing, when you pause a movie or a video game, then they just override whatever the TV is actually doing to play a ad in the downtime. They figure they might be able to get away with it. The patent was filed very recently, just April 4th, which is 3 days ago. Sorry, kayfabe or whatever. But that's something that they're planning on doing. It looks like they're going to take a swing at it. I hope they lose. But if anyone has a Roku TV and they think that ads start showing up when they start pausing their shit, this is why. And it's a good idea to yell at them about it.
I have great news. I'm in the market for a new TV, and I simply am not going to buy a Roku. Wow. Hardest fucking decision of my life. Fuck that. Absolutely not.
So,
If I want video game ads, I'm gonna do the thing and watch the Summer Games Fest. That's my favorite video game ad of all time. Like, fuck off. I want to choose when my advertising for video games comes to me, and I choose 4 days of straight video game ads in the middle of summer. You know?
Well, Teeks, would it help if
No.
if the ads were targeted? If the Roku knew that you had an Xbox connected to your TV, and so it would try to serve you ads that it thinks an Xbox owner would be interested in?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
First of all, I don't play the Xbox. And second of all, I don't need incel ads, you know? It's fine. Like, gross.
Man.
No, thank you. You know? The minute I get an ad for some gun at Walmart is the minute I break everything, actually.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sue the company.
What the fuck? Fuck.
Mhm.
Fuck.
They want to do advertise. They want to go back to cable TV, but they don't want to do any of the things that made cable TV originally successful, and they don't want to pay anybody to do cable TV the way cable TV needs to be done.
You remember that time cable TV was a single bill that you would pay?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I never paid bills in that time, Brian. That was before my bill paying age.
Okay.
I used to go over the bills. I used to fight about the bills or whatever. That was a thing that I did as a kid, but I wasn't paying them. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I wanted to watch certain stuff, and it was like, and it cost like extra or whatever.
Mhm.
And so like, one of
You
the
had to
things
like
that
pitch it.
Yeah, I had to pitch it. I got good at it, you know, but like that is a thing that I used to do.
Like, I don't. Oh God. Oh God.
Suddenly, a lot of things about Rocky make sense.
I'm just thinking about how like public restrooms have ads in them now, and
Oh yeah.
gas pumps have ads on them now.
Oh, you know what's really funny about this? Like the article that I pulled this from has also highlighted the fact that Roku lost about 40 million last year in hardware and sales, but they made about 1.6 billion on ads and services in the same year. And like this push or like this idea around this like patent seems to be in line where like, oh, well, this is the thing that makes money. Let's just put everything into that and then see what happens. Maybe the number will keep going up.
That's
You
the
know what I
one.
mean?
Like, I don't understand. I do not understand how people do not realize that their blind, idiotic faith in the power of the hockey stick graph is essentially cultural suicide. We're out here being like, hockey stick graph. I will do anything in service of the hockey stick graph. And it's like, no.
I mean,
This is why
It's
business
silly
majors
NBA
have
nonsense.
to take. This is why business managers should be forced to take more humanities courses.
I want every like MBA and business major to like require like sociology like classes for accreditation. Like just dead ass. Like you need to take like one urban planning, one sociology course that like has some amount of rigor, or like your degree doesn't mean anything. Because there's been so many like business majors just pass along
You
on some
also-
nonsense.
I would like them to also have to take like a women's studies and a like a minority impact class, you know?
Yeah.
So they really fucking get it, you know?
Yeah, because I don't know what's going
And
on.
you need like 30 hours of volunteer work a month to graduate.
And you may have heard of Shel Silverstein's like transformative children's book, The Giving Tree.
Yes.
Well, please stay tuned. Available soon to our patrons. My new sequel to The Giving Tree, The Monetized Stump.
All right,
where-
let's do it, I guess.
The glum old man realizes that he can still get money out the tree by installing an OLED screen on the stump itself, which plays ads. God. There it is, everybody. So I just passed this tray stump, which had an ad on it for Roku. It was unbelievable. Let's buy a new Roku. The tree stump said so. Fuck me.
For your advertising to work, you just have to make the ad so iconic you never have to change it. You know? Like there's a lawyer up here in this neck of the woods up here. And all of his advertisements are just like the top half of his face with one raised eyebrow. That's it. We all know who that guy is. Everyone in this area knows who that guy is. We know what he does. That's his whole ad. It's so funny. Like, that's it. You know? You just gotta make one iconic ad and then you never have to change it. I miss the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
I don't miss the Quiznos sub gerbil or whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah.
The Quiznos sugar gliders?
Yeah, sugar gliders, that's what they were, you're right.
You were saying about the Quiznos subs!
Quiznos subs! Yeah, those guys, yeah.
They are going to us!
Yep.
I thought that was a good idea.
I don't know. I mean, it's still in my head. So, like, I feel like it did the thing that the advertising was meant to do. I know it's Quiznos subs. I just don't want to go there now.
I have gone down the rabbit hole of reading about the collapse of Quiznos. That shit is hilarious.
Okay. For sure.
Because it also, like, is one of those things which, like, portends the late stage capitalism. The thing that caused the collapse of Quiznos was Quiznos. So, like, Quiznos told all of their franchisees, like, okay, the only place you can buy supplies for your Quiznos franchise is directly from Quiznos. Like, you can't get, like, lettuce or straws or anything from somewhere else. You gotta buy your supplies from Quiznos.
Yeah, it's like the McDonald's model, basically, but, like, they didn't own the farms.
And so what Quiznos did was rapidly, in the space of like a few short years, triple the price of what they were selling to their franchisees.
Idiots. Okay.
And so then franchisees were like, oh, wow, I'm paying triple for lettuce over what I did 2 years ago. I can no longer afford rent on this place that I have rented in order to have a Quiznos franchise.
Right.
And as Quiznos suffered scandal after scandal, because yes, Quiznos had a C-suite member of their executive team convicted of the distribution of child endangerment material. After that happened, and they got a bunch of bad press, what was their response? That's right, everybody, raise the price on franchisees again. Which is how Quiznos went from having over 3,500 locations in the U.S. to less than 300. Shoutouts to Quiznos, which unalived itself by continuously rapidly increasing prices on its own franchisees. Like that's what's happening to us now. Like when you go to the grocery store, you're like, hey, wait a minute. I could have sworn I bought a can of Pringles 3 years ago for $3, and this can of Pringles is now $7, and it's a third the size. And Pringles is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Get fucked. Please enjoy your $7 Pringles. Like that's everything now. Like we are currently in the middle of the Quiznos experience. Like that shit killed Quiznos in like less than 5 years. Looking forward to people discovering that happening to the United States. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be crazy.
Okay. Of the stories that I have collected, this is the last downward trajectory story. Everything else should be bouncing upward, as far as I can tell. That may be a matter of opinion, but we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But the last downward trajectory that we're going to go a little bit lower, then we'll come back up, is this is the last weekend that anyone's able to play 3DS or Wii U games online, period. So last weekend for Splatoon, last weekend for the DS, Monster Hunter games, and anything else that uses online. I am sorry. If you're hearing this, it's too late. There's no more online 3DS or Wii U. Sorry you missed it. Or if you did it, you can mourn with the rest of us. There it is.
Yep. So, forgive me if I can't remember.
Mhm.
Is there single player hashtag content to the Wii U Splatoon?
Yes.
Okay, so these people with Wii U Splatoon discs, they'll have something to do.
It is very limited, but yes.
Okay. So it's not what we would call a fully featured game experience, but there is a thing that will happen when they put the disc in.
It is a single player, multi-level, like, a game. It's like a platformer, but it's just very small. And it's specifically designed to introduce you to the different, like, weapons. And, like,
Okay.
how to do things in the game.
Okay. Rocky, do you happen to have a list of Wii U or 3DS games that do like a server call or check to be if they're online in order to do anything?
I do know that the Monster Hunter 3DS games are still playable. You know, they have a single player campaign. I'm actually not sure if local play will be broken in that case. And I don't remember Splatoon 1 had it. I know Splatoon 2 does, where you can make like private lobbies and play with people like around you. That'll still be the case. You just can't play online anymore.
Hmm. Um, and I'm trying to think of weird little there was some. I'm trying to think of like um strange like Wii U indie games, like stuff that you just buy on the store.
Mm-hmm.
And like, were there any of those required being online all the time? I wish I knew. Unfortunately, I don't
I
know
don't.
offhand.
If I remember correctly, because I know that was like the age where, like it was Wii U 360 PS3, if I remember correctly, right? So,
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, 360 was like the only one that was like really aggressive of needing to being online all the time, for like games. Like they wanted to make that like an industry standard. It's possible that Wii U was doing games like that, but I don't remember a lot of buzz about it specifically.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like saying it would be like obviously at the developer level and not the platform level.
Right.
Um, and it's it does make me think about how and I know that we have used this platform in the past to like do jokes and make dunks. It does make
Mm-hmm.
me think about how when the Ouya got turned off for the last time, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh yeah," when they're like, "Farewell to the Ouya," and everyone was like, "Lol." Like, no, farewell to the Ouya means that none of those games are playable now.
Yeah.
Because like the platform tries to do a server call,
Mm-hmm.
and when it can't, it's just like, "Hey, everybody, you're fucked, everybody," and that sucks. And it's only through like ridiculously dedicated um, Wii U fandom, which has like set up private servers to complete the server call, are people's Ouya's still able to do anything?
Right.
Um,
Um, there are Spot Pass is also going to be like gone for real, which is a 3DS feature that like detects hotspots to obtain information from the internet. And I know there were like smaller kind of like freeware games that the 3DS had that did rely on Spot Pass specifically. So there may be a couple of those that don't work anymore.
Will people still be able to Street Pass?
No, Street Pass is fine because it uses local Wi-Fi and it passes between like 3DS systems. So like they don't have to call to the internet. Like that's okay. Like but Spot Pass is gone for sure.
I remember one of the most like the most fun thing I ever did with my 3DS wasn't even playing a video game. It was I took my 3DS to a little tiny nerd convention for fans of the video game Earthbound. It's like a whole convention for Earthbound nerds. And when I got back to my hotel room, boy howdy wow, Street Passes I had collected at an Earthbound convention. I'm sure you can imagine, like it was not a small number. Like I filled out my US map traveling through the lobby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what a thing. What a time to be alive. What's wild is I'm sure that shit will still happen because of the kind of people that are like, say, Earthbound fans.
I still like taking my 3DS when I travel just because I still get like Monster Hunter like Street Pass cards from people.
Yep.
Like it's more generations in 4U than say like 3U nowadays, but I still get those. Like I just get to see like someone's hunter, I get to check out their cards, see how much they've been hunting. That's cool. I won't be able to play with them, online or anymore. I just gotta like hope that I run into someone and like, oh hey, I got 3DS, you got Monster Hunter? You want to hunt something? That could be cool. Who knows?
Yeah. Man. Gosh. Now I'm just sitting here like waxing nostalgic on the shape of the 3DS. Like I really did like that clamshell form factor because you were able to like comfortably put the 3DS into your pocket without requiring like an additional case for it. Plus, it comfortably fit into a pocket. And the Switch is really too large for that. The Switch needs to go. Like you cannot just like put the Switch on your person, but the 3DS you can just throw that shit in your pocket and be fine. Like
true.
The masculine privilege to be able to put things in your pockets.
True enough.
I am out here advocating and supporting with my full chest for all kinds
of for women.
Pockets for women.
Pockets for women.
God, I've never been able to fit anything in my friggin' pockets. I'd love to have a pocket I could put a thing in.
In fact, every manufacturer of like dresses and skirts out there that adds pockets, you're heroes. You're heroes.
Literally, it becomes like a sale factor. Like women will unironically go up to people and be like, "Oh my god, I love your outfit," and then it's like thinks it's from this place and it has pockets. And as soon as you hear and it has pockets, like it's a sold item. True. It's gonna be sold out. Like,
GG's.
We're desperate, desperate for pockets.
They're infinitely useful. So,
I am gonna say that Desperate for Pockets does sound like a great indie game with a 3DS. Yeah. But stuff like the Steam Deck and the Switch, those fuckers aren't going in anybody's pockets.
Yeah, you need a bag for them.
Yeah. And like as soon as like you're putting it in the bag, like it's now the level of commitment is entirely different. You're like, do I really want to carry a shoulder bag? Is that what I want to do? No, I don't. Is the place I'm going, does it allow shoulder bags? Oh, the movie theater won't allow shoulder bags. Oh no. Okay. All right.
The movie theater allowed shoulder bags.
Maybe your movie theater.
Depends on the movie theater, and sometimes depends on who's carrying them.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So they're being sexist.
Sometimes. I'm not going to say it's universal, but it does happen.
That's fun for you guys, I guess, then.
Yeah. I mean, I just bring like a big enough hoodie that I can smuggle something into. That's just my vibe. I went to the Gurren Lagann movie and I brought like a rolled like a package of like Cheez-Its. I just popped the thing and then like rolled it and put it into like my waist pocket. Maybe they knew, maybe they didn't, but either way, I got it in there. So
the one. I would always when I in the heady days of my youth when I worked in a movie theater, there would be things I would find in the theater where my response would be some total like Ron Burgundy, like I'm not mad, I'm impressed.
I remember I saw like an Instagram reel. Sorry, no, go ahead.
Oh no, the biggest one I ever found was back in the day when Little Caesars would like package it when you would buy the two pizzas from them into a single box where the two pizzas sat side by side.
Oh yeah,
you remember those?
Yeah.
I remember going into the movie theater and finding a fucking Little Caesars box. I mean, like, you know what? How? Just how? Like, how did you fucking reverse Ocean's 11 this shit? Like, how did you sneak the Little Caesars two pieces side by side box into this movie theater? I mean, admittedly, we don't care and we're all 19, but like, I'd still like to know. Oh, what a time.
True.
There was also like a time that we found like just a bunch of turkey bones that appeared like they had like powered a turkey carcass, and it was like, how did y'all get the turkey in here?
I did see something like that where there was like a couple that were going to the movies, and what they did is that they snuck in a whole meal by taking like a big like mixing bowl and like basically packaging the food that they were going to take in and then putting it in the mixing bowl, and then the woman put it over her like abdomen and it just looked like a baby bump. And
that's a level of commitment.
Yeah, and then like they got into the theater and she basically lifted up her shirt, removed the mixing bowl, and then they had a meal. It was the time.
Jesus Christ. Just go to the drive-in, people. Just go to the fucking drive-in.
That implies there's a drive-in near them.
Drive-ins need to be bigger.
I'm here to say that, like, I'll put it this way. Get on your internet, go to www.internet.zone.internet/the web. Don't just go to like whatever 3 websites you go to all the time. And see if there is a drive-in near you, because if you can, that shit is lit.
True enough.
Yeah. It is a space where you can like go, oh fuck, loudly in a movie, and you'll actually bother no one. It's neat. No one's gonna be upset that you brought an 8-piece from Popeyes. You're fine. It's good. And you know what? If you're one of those people out there, like who still smokes, you know what? It's not for me. But you're in your fucking car. Do it. That's just on you. Like you're not doing it to me. Like that's the magic of the drive-in. And if you're like, you know what? I didn't bring any food because I like the traditional movie theater experience. Then you can go to the weird little igloo. You can go to the weird little igloo that exists in every drive-in. You can get popcorn and soda just like any other movie theater. And you can play that Galaga machine. Play that Galaga machine, which is in the igloo. They all have them. It's a good time. Spin your Roblox earnings. So I guess, Rocky, you said you had some things which were not terrible.
Yeah. I actually have, you may find this difficult to believe, some quote useful gamer activism. That's what I'm gonna call it. And it's so like there's a video game that was recently shut down at the beginning of the month, or I guess at the beginning of the quarter if you're a corporatist or whatever, called The Crew. It's a spin-off of a oh shit, I think it's like a spin-off of like a Need for Speed game, but it's published by Ubisoft. And It's an online racing game that sold about 12 million copies during its lifetime, and it is an always online game, and they just shut it down. They signaled it like something like June, July last year, saying that it's going to shut down around now. This is the date it went by, right? There is a man, Ross Scott, who runs a YouTube channel called Accursed Farms, that is trying to rally people to fight against this particular shutdown, right? And the idea, they posted a video about it. I think we can post it on the Discord if anyone's interested. It's about 31 minutes long, so it's more of a video essay than anything else. And they're not like a diehard the crew fan. Instead, they've seen this like pattern of shutting down always online games, like rendering like items paid for like useless and totally negating like the purchase price, or at least that's their idea.
Right.
And he's even quoted in the video where he says, "This isn't really about the crew or even Ubisoft. It's about finding a weak link in the industry so governments can examine this practice and stop publishers from destroying our games." In the video, they talk about how consumer rights for like this particular situation where a publisher or a platform holder will shut down an always online game, making it like useless for the consumer, has like very different like consumer rights across like different countries and whatnot. But France has some pretty good ones, and Ubisoft is based in France. So that's part of the reason why they're being targeted, why they're targeting it here. And, the crew, for anyone who doesn't know, this thing that's happening with Ubisoft's The Crew isn't like isolated. It's not even just Ubisoft. Like Square Enix shut down a game at the beginning of last year, which was their battle royale Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. And even Electronic Arts shut down the mobile version of Apex Legends May of last year as well. And those are not even like the tip of the iceberg. There's so many down the line that have just been happening. They just keep shutting down these games that are always online. Now no one can pay them despite like pouring money into them or even just paying a little bit. And so they have a website. It's stopkillinggames.com. That is basically trying to call people to get involved in the process, to the real world action of ending the practice of publishers destroying video games that they have sold to customers. And the page itself is very simple. There's a take action here button on the top of it, and then you choose where you're from, and then they say then they have like actions that you can take as a person, as a citizen of any of these countries. Like if I clicked on the page, I clicked on take action here, chose the United States, and the available actions that they have is contact the DGCRF. Actually, I don't remember what this acronym is right now. Let me see if I can just grab that real quick. DGCRF. Damn it. I think I actually... Oh, there's another scene there. Sorry, the DGCCRF. Oh, this is actually the one in France. The Direction Generale, the Directorate General for Competition, Consumption, and Fraud Repression. And that is a French organization, so you can contact them. But you could also contact the FTC, the United States Federal Trade Commission, and you can spread the word on social media. And so, like, it's immediately actionable. You can just pop into the website, send like a form letter to these people, and add to the voices that are trying to do something about this specifically. And it's not everything. I don't know if it'll fix all their problems, but their current goals at the moment is to implement legislation that will ensure that games that are sold must be left in a functional state, that games sold must require no further connection to the publisher or affiliated parties to function, that the above applies to games that have sold microtransactions to customers, and that the above cannot be superseded by end user license agreements. So they're just trying to make sure that the games that you pay for stay the games that you pay for, that you can play them at some point. I don't think they'll get all of it, to be honest. I think it's going to be a fight, but I'm glad someone's fighting for it. We'll see what happens.
I do like that. I do like that. Yeah. I hope they experience success.
I mean, if anyone's going to, it's going to be the French. Let's be real.
Right.
Let's be honest.
True. Oh man. I mean, the French when they start getting to move, like that's what I mean. Like the French would not take the shit that we're dealing with on malls. Like they all largely decided to not build malls as much as we did in the first place, and that's their own business. But like if they started doing what we've been doing to malls to the French, they would be fucking up some shit. That's all I'm saying. You know? Ugh. Whatever. We'll get there one of these days. Let me see. I do have good news. Oh, yeah, and there's this one. Sega of America has recently unionized, and their union workers have secured raises, layoff protections, with their first collectively bargained contract.
Nice.
Like,
Good for
that was
them.
like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, right? Like, the union's working, and, you know, obviously, like, their test will be, like, how it sustains over time, but they're on a good start, you know? They did their first negotiation, they got some things for their members, and hopefully that vibe continues, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah, go ahead.
What else you got?
Okay. Though there's one that will probably demand a bit more conversation, but the other thing is that Square Enix has been they updated their C-suite. They've moved some people up, including the director of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Naoki Hamaguchi, a producer on the Octopath Traveler games, Tomoya Asano, and a producer on DioField Chronicle, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it has seen some success, Takamasa Shiba, and Foam Stars' general manager, Takeshi Nozue. Those guys are now a part of Square Enix's C-suite. They've been around for a while. Like, each of these people have been around for double-digit years. Hamaguchi and Asano have been at Square Enix for about 20 years now, and now they're executive officers. We'll see how that plays out, see what they end up doing, but it looks like the people who have been bringing projects to market that have seen critical and like consumer success are getting moved up, and we'll see what that changes for the company going forward.
Okay.
And I think the last big news thing that I really want to talk about right now is the, I guess, coronation of the New York Times as a new successful gaming company. That's what I want to do. Because it turns out, according to the data, the recent like SEC report shows that people are spending more time playing games that are published by the New York Times than reading their stories. And that is their primary source of income now. And like they boast over 1 million subscribers, which is good for someone that's relatively new. But yeah, like it looks like gaming is paying the New York Times' bills. And that's what's going on with them. I mean, it's not entirely new for like a newspaper company to be like carried by something more than the news. Like, you know, crosswords exist in a newspaper for a reason, so do the funnies. But it is interesting to see that like the New York Times, this like storied organization, is now being propped up or, you know, sustained by video games as opposed to their news.
Rocky, I thought that this was going to be a zinger.
Sure.
I thought that the reason that we were that you were saying this was because of the day that the New York Times Um, God, they issued um, dozens in the sports in the course of a single day, copyright strikes resulting in takedowns of games with similar gameplay to Wordle.
I did see that.
Yeah, I was like, here's how we know the New York Times is a fucking games company now.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely comes with the territory. It looks like
Yeah.
they're definitely leaning towards more Nintendo than say like Valve. We can say that much.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Except
the old gray ladies out here with their DMCA notices.
Except in this particular case, they don't have the actual privilege of creating the game that they're copyright striking here. They're just like a publisher.
They just bought the world. They bought the world.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not even sure if they've made any of these games except for the crossword, but like they didn't invent crosswords, so like they barely get that one. I've actually seen a lot more buzz around connections lately for like New York Times, and I don't think they made that either. But people do like it, and like to the point where people will just have web pages where they'll just do the daily connections as a YouTube video in the mornings, and then like post them online for people to enjoy or interact with.
I do love enjoying and interacting. Thank you. I thought that was decent material.
It was decent.
Yeah. So, Tegan, do you have news items for us or things that you would like to discuss?
No.
I want to talk a little bit about a thing, which, I mean, God help us, but video game discourse, it's happening.
Okay.
There's a video game which is coming out in a couple weeks, and there's currently a demo out for it now. And people seem to be losing their goddamn mind. Part of it, that video game is Stellar Blade.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And the discourse has reached this like recursive loop, where people are, they're not arguing whether or not the main character of the video game, Eve, is sexy or not.
Mm-hmm.
The argument is the character Eve intentionally self-conscious and written in such a way that the sexiness is empowering, like Bayonetta or not. And I'm like, how the fuck do we know? This video game is not out yet. Like, all we're doing is like looking at like key art and playing a demo. And so, like, is Eve good sexy or bad sexy? I'm like, oh god. I just, Rocky, I wanted to see if you had like seen the Stellar Blade discourse, read any of the articles. There's some coverage of the character on Aftermath and Kotaku. Wanted to see if you had played the demo. I think the odds are low because I believe it's launching as a PS5 exclusive before wandering to PC.
Correct.
And if not, if you had like seen the discourse and developed a take.
Okay. I've seen the Stellar Blade discourse. I have not read a single article on it. I am largely bored with the discourse. I don't think the discourse itself is interesting. I think the fight is more interesting than anything else, and I'm not interested in fighting with these people. Like there has been like a proliferation of like a like term that I'm not happy about, which is like safe horny and unsafe horny, which I personally believe is largely stupid. The idea that like people can like thirst over certain characters in public or not seems to be largely misunderstood by the people who are trying to wave away certain things as safe horny as opposed to not. And I think Stellar Blade in its current form isn't interesting enough to be sexy, personally. I think like if you the people that seem to really like Stellar Blade like ogling at women, whether or not they like respond to it or actually prefer that they don't respond to it. And I think that's their business. That's fine. Like but it seems to betray an idea that they see like sex and sexuality as something largely non-interactive. Which is important to some people, not necessarily to me. And the people who seem to be pushing back against Stellar Blade being considered sexy are people that crave interactivity in sexuality, that there should be like a sort of call and response to it. And I understand that. Personally, I don't know. Again, like the discourse itself isn't super interesting to me.
Right.
I am more interested in like games that seem to have like interactive sexuality in a way that isn't like predatory, is guess like wish I could find a better word that is less charged than that, but I don't think there is, at least for what I'm describing right now. Like a lot of games that like pitch themselves as sexy is like positions like the player as someone who is like taking advantage of a situation where someone cannot respond because they're a program inside of a video game. Personally, I think that sucks. And I'm more interested in if sexuality is portrayed in video games is in a way where it tries to contend with the player as on equal terms as possible. Which is why things like Doki Doki Literature Club was interesting to me, among other things. And I guess now, because of the person that I am, I don't know what a raid tier challenge would be in terms of like sexuality in video games would be, but I'd like to see what that's like. I'd like to see someone pitch me on that, but I don't know what that is.
It's I agree that like as it pertains to simply just like Stellar Blade, like that is like mostly boring. But I do think I do think that like the idea of people being told whether or not they have to like quarantine their reactions to things based on whether or not like it appears on like some like publicly available list of like acceptable thirst receptors, like that, like that's the thing which I think is a little bit more fucking grim.
Sure.
And is like worth the discourse, because like I think that like I think we've reached a place where like people are rapidly losing their ability to know things, to understand things like situationally appropriate context. Back to the skills that we lose when we don't have third places. And so like as a result, people will see like, oh yeah, Stellar Blade Eve, I want to butter her biscuit, ooh-ah. And you're like, you know what? I'm your grandmother. Why are you saying these things to me? Because people have lost, situationally appropriate context. And like, and this idea that people like go like, oh wow, like I can feel good about like like lusting at Bayonetta because Bayonetta is positive and empower. It's like, what is this? Like how did we get here? I am interested in like how we got here. I do think that it's like it's probably part of like a larger. I want to blame credit card processors.
Interesting.
for at least part of it, because it's harder for companies to process credit card transactions in a market if like that local market deems whatever it is to be like adult or sexually explicit content. And so like when you want to be able to sell a thing without editing it and across as many markets as possible, you just try to like make it acceptable in all the markets you're planning on selling. So you're like, like my version that I sell in the United States, it won't be any different than the version I sell in Malaysia. So I'll just make the version I sell in every country the same, which means that like you do things like deaden portrayals of like politically charged ideas and sexuality, because politically charged ideas and sexuality are things that will make your game unsellable in certain markets. And movies and books, and so on. So I think that like the idea of like creating like globally acceptable market products is part of how we got here, which is why we have like Marvel movies where characters don't kiss anymore.
I understand why. I do believe that is a specific issue. I'm not sure how contributory it is to this thing. I can't say that it doesn't touch it at all, because like it is the culture. But well, I do think there are differences between like communicating things in meat space versus like the internet, because like in meat space, it's like a bigger deal to disengage from a conversation than it is on the internet. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting in front of someone and like, let's not even say like you're expressing like lustful thoughts to your grandmother, right? Let's say it's just a person, say on a bus, right? Like, or even just in a room, not even a bus. Let's say it's just a room, right? If someone's just like, man, I really like Scarlett Johansson, her tits are amazing or whatever. Someone getting up and leaving the room like does things to both of those people in that conversation, right? Or even just like a face of disapproval, like shit like that. Like that is instant, like, and communicative, and it happens all at once. But like on the internet, you just kind of post it and it sits there. Like people can yell at you about it, but like they can't make you take it down, right? And like they're trying to emulate that process of like doing the grimace, like doing the face, and like that is necessarily louder because it has to come through text. But also, like, disengaging from those conversations is as simple as closing a window. In fact, if you never want to hear from that person ever again, it's a drop down and a single click and they're blocked forever. So people are much more willing to swing on whatever they're actually feeling, because it's easier to disengage, and there is less, like, consequence for it coming out. Because like people say things on the internet that they would never say in real life, but it's because the response is like, there's just like, I don't know how much you buy into the idea of like communication being like a physical experience more than just like a verbal one, but like you lose a significant chunk of what you're communicating or what you mean to communicate on the internet, because you're just not a person sitting in front of someone else.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, Rocky. I really do. Like, there was a thing there was a conversation I stared at on the internet this week, which was lamenting the death of house parties.
Okay.
It was like, and people were like, man, I just miss sitting in the kitchen at 2 a.m. talking to some dude I've never met before, while like we work through the last of the nachos and somebody finds the last beer sitting in the fridge.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
And those kind of like things, like moments where we like carry on cordially with people that we don't know, and and we deploy like a full set of communication skills. Like we take nonverbal cues and things like if somebody yawns, we know like, oh, they might be tired, or they're trying to signal that they're tired, or the way somebody looks, or if they start talking with their hands, we know that they're excited. Like these skills erode when we don't practice them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, which is probably why people are more frequently awful now in public, because like they don't have more opportunities to like practice these skills and like
Sure.
recognize these cues, which is terrible. And shout outs to oh god, again, other things I hate on the internet this week was like some fucking idiot on Reddit went viral for being like, I was in a coffee shop and I saw that the barista had a tattoo of an anime that I liked, and so I asked her about her tattoo.
Sure.
And she just responded to me by saying, "What coffee would you like, sir?"
Yeah. Okay.
And started engaging in the
Mixed bag,
conversation
but-
I was trying to start about her tattoo.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, like, I'm not sure that guy even understands that what he was doing was practicing in the time despised, not time honored, the time despised tradition of trying to pick up on a service worker.
Right.
Like what he's like, whether or not he realizes it, if he is commenting on her tattoo, then he is effectively commenting on her body.
Right.
And that's, you know, I'll drag him if he doesn't know that, but like,
Right.
but like, um, but like, if somebody goes on a place like Reddit, then all they're going to do is get a mud hole stomped them in them and be told like, oh, dude, you already knew that. You're coming here to like be told that's okay. And I'm like, what if he legitimately didn't know? Like, that's why we're supposed to have, you know, like, friends that we know in the meat space who can be like, man, you know what, Fred? You're a fucking idiot, because your friend can talk to you like that. And it's okay.
Sure.
And it's like a language that exists between friends. And like, it's just, oh man, I'm on a ramble, aren't I?
No, that's fine. I get it. Like, you know, there is a familiarity to strangers on the internet that's really strange because how accessible people are.
Right. And it's completely different than the familiarity that exists between like actual friends. And like, when somebody yells at you on the internet, it has a different quality than when your friends yell at you. Because you're, oh, my friends are yelling at me because they care. They don't want me to do that embarrassing shit again. They're going to explain to me why the thing I did was bad. But when somebody yells at you who you don't know on the internet, you just react to it like you touched something hot on the stove. And you're like, well, I guess we won't ask again. Jesus.
Well, okay. I do want to say sometimes that happens because, again, like, because I feel like, again, that the tone of talking on the internet is just louder than it is in meat space. And it's necessarily so because of the information that we are unable to convey through body language or tone and what have you.
Right.
That it's almost like you gotta wear earplugs whenever you ask anything on the internet, which isn't my favorite thing. But I do believe that honest communication across strangers, like, I think that the internet is also capable of being especially kind to people, even strangers, but there is a lot more noise by definition. And if you're able to navigate the noise, which I agree that everyone may not be able to do, I do think that things kind of even out once you get past that. But, you know, all things being equal, that is a significant difference.
I see it looks like crowds are gathering around the 18th hole.
Okay.
And I see it looks like some guys ordered some pizzas from Little Caesars. Rocky, are we planning on descending the tower and getting over there?
I could use a stuffed pretzel crust slice right now.
Oh, that sounds great and disgusting.
Thinks you found some shade out there?
Tegan? Tegan, are you dead?
I want to keep talking about this.
Okay.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't like Stellar Blade's character design.
Okay.
Okay.
What don't you like about it?
So the body,
Mm-hmm.
this is important. The body is a 32-year-old model. Like, she was actually digitally scanned for them to do Eve's body.
Mhm.
Then they made up the head.
Right. They really did.
They really did make up the head. And the thing that the director has said is that Asian people look younger than they actually are. Like, so this is fine.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell you how old she is. But she looks younger than she actually is, and I promise you she's an adult. And, like, this face is not, even by anime standards, even by, like big eyes, small mouth standards, like, that's 14 to 16 years old. And that body is an adult woman. And, like, something is here that is wrong, you know? And it's not just, like, the uncanny valley of, like, oh, an actual, like, person's body and, like, a very animated head. It's like, why didn't you just scan her face also? You know? Why are you very specifically saying that this character that you've decided just looks younger than she actually is, but really she's an adult, trust me. You know, I don't like it. I don't like it. There's something else here that makes me very uncomfortable, and I genuinely don't want to give Stellar Blade the time of day because of this shit.
That's fair.
Fuck everything else that's going on in the game. Fuck your sexuality conversation. I don't care. Be sexy about whoever you want, whatever you want, as long as it's not hurting anybody, and as long as it's like, you know, not a minor. I don't care. But like, this feels, there's something wrong here, you know, and I don't like it.
Okay, no, I dig it. And I think that the things that you were saying definitely have a lot of value, Tegan. I guess it probably says something that right-wing chugs on the internet have embraced Stellar Blade. Like, oh yeah, Stellar Blade. Like, I want to give $70 to play Stellar Blade. I'm very excited to give them $70 because look at this not woke character design. There's been a lot of talk like that on the internet about Stellar Blade.
See, I don't think that necessarily even matters necessarily. You know, I don't care about like, oh, the right wing likes it or the left wing likes it or well, like whatever. Like, my problem is it's like there's something else going on here that I feel like I don't think I'm the only person identifying, but like is very obvious to me. You know? And, like, that's the thing I'm worried about. And maybe I'm wrong. I'll be wrong if I'm wrong. But, like, you know? I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but, like, I don't want to give this game the time of day. You know? And, like, we haven't even gotten into the fact that, like, the plot is just Nier Automata, but not. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's fine also. Rip off one of the greatest games of all time. It's bound to happen eventually, you know? But, like, there's just something about it that just feels really incorrect to me.
I think I agree there are things about the game that are, like, straight up sinister. Like, and I do think it's of concern that there are people that are rallying around it almost specifically because it's sinister, but maybe also a bit because it pisses certain people off. And
yeah, and I think people are more likely to rally around it because it's pissing somebody off than anything else. Like, oh, look, we're being like counterculture or whatever, even though it's not really counterculture, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, I'm saying the word, and it's like, that's not what that word means. And they're like, fuck you. It's what it means now. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, you have fun. But like, I don't know. There's just something about this game is not sitting right with me.
I feel like it's one of those things like, I hate to give this game any space at all, but like Hogwarts Legacy, which also, by the way, was number 9 on the Switch most active monthly active users list on that Newzoo study.
Disgusting.
And like
That game is
Hogwarts
not
Legacy,
even good. Okay, whatever.
that's what I mean. Like there are people who are willing to go to war for this video game, like straight up. And like maybe they were just a loud contingent, but like the game also did really well because it's an established IP of a thing that people already really love. And even despite like the reasons, like both like critically or like socially, to like pick up or support or back this game, a lot of people did it anyways. Arguably specifically for those things, because and it kind of became where like people who had an opinion about it were like the enemy, and I don't like them anyway, so let's just do it to fuck them up. I'll spend $80 to piss these people off. That sounds great to me.
$80 on a shitty video game tie-in to own the libs.
Right, because owning the libs is the part that's important to them. Like they don't care about playing the video game really. They'll play through it eventually, and maybe they'll even like it because it's a simple video game that they can get through. That there are points to like about that, especially for people that aren't even really into video games. But like just to own the libs, you know, and like if there's some Harry Potter shit in that, that's a bonus for them. And I feel like Stellar Blade is falling into that category, or rather it's becoming attractive to that particular kind of consumer, where it's like, yeah, like I'll buy this video game to own the libs and I get to slash up some robots and look at a sexy, almost naked lady for it. That sounds great. Here's my money. You know what I mean? And like
somebody on Twitter had posted a 20-second video of Eve, that's her name, ascending a ladder from the demo. Just 20 seconds of her going up a ladder, and their thoughtful comment that they posted to the Twitter video was like, dude, when she's going up a ladder, you could see her camel toe.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, okay, fine.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, man. Do you remember when 3 years ago the video game world lost its mind at a 9.5-foot tall woman in her mid-40s with a huge ass?
Yeah.
I miss those days.
They'll come back. I'm not worried about that, actually.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it either.
Also, Nightmare Cart's going to come out at the end of May, so. Or, sorry, now legally distinct Nightmare Cart, which was previously Bloodborne Cart. You know, they got cease and desisted, so they made some changes, and now it's legally distinct, and it's supposed to come out on May 31st.
There we go. Video games are saved, everybody.
Well, video games are going to be out here. There's still more fights to be had. That's for sure.
It's true. Tegan, I hope you're able to find shade near the 18th hole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Somebody's brought me a large umbrella. It's great.
Fantastic. And hopefully you can grab some of that pretzel crust for Rocky and I.
I make no promises.
That's fine. I can get my own pizza.
Okay.
I just don't want you to be disappointed if I'm unable to make it over there in time.
I totally get it. I mean, you're already sunburned.
I mean, no worries. That would be par for the course.
Ah!
Oh.
Okay. So let me get this wrapped up so I can get my slice. Hey, everybody. This has been the Impossible Quinn Podcast. Thanks for hanging out. You know, you can find where podcasts are found. There's music at the beginning and end of the show. You can find it at soundcloud.com/BigSuchNJ. Or if you don't fuck with SoundCloud, the way that we don't fuck with SoundCloud, Big Such also has this stuff up on Bandcamp at betweenrooms.bandcamp.com. Our logo was designed by Laura Moran. You can find her on Twitter and or Blue Sky at Laura Moran. And she also has a Patreon. She's doing really good shit, you know? If you have a couple bucks to spare, well, maybe more than a couple bucks to spare. But if you are interested in supporting her work, you can find her on Patreon. She does really good shit, like all the time. And We do have a Patreon. We're still trying to figure out what we're doing. Please understand. But if you want to talk to us about it, you can find us on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Brian's on Twitter and Blue Sky, and Tegan is on Tumblr, maybe one day TikTok. But we're also on Discord, which you should be able to find through any of our social medias. And we are also streaming a couple days a week on Twitch at twitch.tv/impossiblecoin.
I have news about our Patreon.
Okay.
Our largest patron, affectionately known around these parts as Diamond Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond Jim has shared with me that he has resumed pledging, and he is doing so at a tier that gives him the ability to command a watch along for us.
Okay.
And he has said that he has had horrible nightmares based on the trailer alone for the Neverending Story Part 3 since he's been a young lad. And so therefore, he wants us to watch the Neverending Story Part 3.
Okay, we can do that for him. That's fine.
It's got Seth Rogen in it. I didn't even know that until I watched the trailer.
I did. I knew that. No, it's okay. It's fine. We're gonna watch it. It's
I've never seen the Neverending Story.
okay.
Am I gonna have to watch those before I watch Part 3?
You know what, Tegan? I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's going to be coherent, and it might be better that you don't, because the original Neverending Story is a very good movie. I like it a lot. 2 is a trendward in the downward direction, and 3 is going to be worse.
Okay, cool. I will not watch it then.
I'm here to tell you that the Neverending Story Part 1 is a very good movie, and it did emotional damage on an entire generation of children.
Correct.
Yeah. Shout outs to Artax the horse. How's that swamp, Artax, you fuck?
It'll be okay. It's gonna be fine.
It's not gonna be okay, Rocky. It's never been okay. That horse in that fucking swamp. I can't tell you how many times I have cried over that horse. Gen X weeps for that horse.
I hear that.
Yeah. From what I understand, there's no such horse drama in Part 3. It's just Seth Rogen. Which sounds like a Ghostbusters thing, like, there is no Dana, only Zool. Like, there is no Artax, only Rogan. Like, Rocky, continue. Get us out of here. I want my pizza.
Yeah, that's fair. So actually, I think I did pretty much everything. I don't think I have anything missing. So we're gonna get down to the course and grab a slice. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Bye.
And again, it's not actually about ethics.